topics covered in this lecture. In this video lecture, you learn how to use structured references in Excel table. In this video tutorial, we shall work with some examples on using structured references in Excel table formulas. In the last video, we just knew the theory part of structured references, but this feature is one of the most important part of Excel. When you will build your own Excel templates or when you will work with Excel dashboard, you will use this feature randomly. In one word, you cannot just make an Excel template or an Excel dashboard without using this feature. So, to make you an expert on this feature, I am presenting here a good number of examples. In this worksheet, this is the table that we will work with. By default, the table is named as table 1, but you can change the name of the table easily. You know how to do it. Just select any cell on the table, click on the Design Contextual tab. Under table name, you can change the name of the table. I change the table name as Sales Data. The table has 4 columns and the total row of the table is activated. Before going into the examples, let's remind you some basic concepts again. First of all, you see there are 4 special characters: left bracket, right bracket, hash sign and single quotation mark. If these 4 characters are in the headers of the table, then you have to use escape character. Escape character is the single quotation mark. Just remember this information. The next thing you have to know is there are some item specifiers. The first specifier is the hash sign and all. It picks both data and header. Then the data specifier, hash and data. It picks only the data part of a table column. Then the headers specifier, hash and headers. It picks only the header name of the table column. Then the totals specifier, hash and totals. It picks the values of the total row. Then the these row specifier, it selects the same row of the table on the context of the cell where the formula is set. @ character works as same as the this row specifier, just it is a shortcut of this row specifier. If you did not understand what I am explaining to you now, don't worry at all. When we shall show you examples, it will be crystal clear. Okay, the next concept is the reference operators. The first operator is colon. You know, it is the range operator. The next operator is comma. It is the union operator. And the last operator is just a space. It is the intersection operator. The last thing that you have to know is if these characters are in the table header names, then an extra bracket is used to mention them in the table related formulas. Okay, now let's work with the examples. In our first example, we're going to find out the name of the region at this row. At the row where the formula exists, the region column has text north. To see the formula, I click on the result cell. You see the formula clearly in the formula bar. At first, the equal sign. You know, equal sign starts the formula. Then sales data is the name of the table. Within the square bracket, there exists @ and then the column name region. @ is used to mean that formula cell and the table column are at the same row. Region column name is not within bracket as it has no characters from this list. It does not have tab, carriage return or line feed or colon or period and nothing from this list. So there is no enclosing square bracket within the column name. In the next example, we are going to find out the name of the salesperson at this row. The name of the salesperson at this row is Robert. You see the name here. Click on the cell to see the formula. You see this formula uses 2 extra things. Salesperson column header has a hash sign. You see, there are 4 characters that use the escape character before them in the formula. One of them is this hash sign. So Excel uses escape character before this sign in this formula. And the column header has spaces between its parts. So the column name is within an extra bracket. In the next formula, we are going to find out the commission of this row. I select this cell, click on the formula bar. At first, I have selected this cell with this part of the formula. Then I have selected this cell with this part of the formula. Between these selections, I have used asterisk to multiply these 2 cells. So we get the commission as 150. In this example, we have calculated the total sales. You see the formula as the sum argument sales amount column data is inserted. In the next example, we're going to find out the average of the commissions. In the formula, as the argument of average function, commission percentage column data is inserted. Now let's see how you can work with reference operators. In the first example of reference operators, I have selected salesperson to sales amount column. We have selected these ranges using the range operator between these two columns, salesperson and sales amount. We get the result as a value error as the formula generates more than one values. Now let's see how you can join two columns. At first, mention two columns separately and then use comma between two separate columns. Remember one thing very carefully, you cannot write this formula like this one. You have to mention two columns separately. Same thing here, the formula generates more than one value, so it shows also value error. The next formula is to generate the intersection of two ranges. You see, each formula has two separate ranges. The first range is from salesperson to sales amount. The second range is from region to commission. They are separated by space. You know, when two ranges are separated by space, they results in the intersection of the ranges. The intersection of these two ranges is region to sales amount zone. You might be confused whether the sales is okay or not. Just to check whether the first value is north, I press Ctrl, Shift and Enter keys in the keyboard. This is the way to insert formula as an array. You see, the value is north, the first value of the range, and the formula has transferred to an array formula. So our formula is okay. You will get two video tutorials on how to work with array formulas in our Excel template creating section, or just search using our video index dashboard. About array formula, you will learn a lot when we shall learn advanced Excel. In the next example, we are going to select all the parts of salesperson column. To do this, I have just used all specifier in the formula. Remember it, you have to use item specifier within a bracket and use comma after the item specifier like this. In the next example, we have selected only the data part of the salesperson column. To do this, we have used the data specifier. You see, only data part of the salesperson column is selected in this way. In the next example, we have selected the total row of the sales amount column. To do this, we have used the totals specifier. So simple, the total sales is 4030. We can also find out only the header part of a column. Just you have to use the headers specifier before the column name. In the last example, we have selected the header and data part of the commission column. To do this, I have used two item specifiers before the table header, headers and data. So if you understand these examples clearly, then you can write any kind of formula to work with tables. If you are still unclear on this topic, no worry, we shall do a substantial number of homeworks on this topic. Summary of the lecture. In this lecture, you have learned how to use structured references in Excel.